Hey everybody, it's Chris Hightower again. I'm going to give you my persuasive presentation this evening. Hope you enjoy it. Uh, just as a little background, I am an avid outdoorsman, camper, backpacker, love hiking. I've spent the majority of my time growing up and right now in the woods doing as much as I can. So when I am going to give this presentation, the audience needs to think of themselves not as a class of speech students, but rather as outdoor-minded consumers, which could be any age, male, female, any interests. There's a lot going on out there. So during this presentation, just keep in mind that you are taking the role of an outdoor-minded consumer. Okay. Well, when it comes to spending time in the woods, two things are essential in keeping yourself dry and safe. Those two things are tents and sleeping bags. Those are two of the most important things that you could ever have, especially on a backpacking trip. So what I would like to talk to you about is a company called Big Agnes. Big Agnes is located out of Steamboat Springs, Colorado, and they have been making gear for the past 15 years or so. They are very innovative in their style, though, and they're taking a completely different approach to how they do things, especially with their sleeping bags, which I'll get to here in just a minute. So, when it comes to their tents, all tents that they make are non-chemically treated and use recycled materials, which is a great thing in this day and age with all the junk that's being put into the streams and into the atmosphere. It's really nice to see companies still taking pride in staying at that grassroots level. Even though it's more expensive to produce your product, it's a much more quality product, and it means a lot more to environmentally friendly minded people. So all of their poles are non-treated, and everything that they make sticks by a firm belief in a green mentality of only taking what you need and always giving back to the land. With that being said, their tents range all the way from what's called a bivy sack, which would be basically just a little one-man, kind of like a sleeping bag and a tent put together. So it's just a really lightweight, small thing. Then they have their one-man tents, all the way up to gigantic 12-man, 4-room tents. All of their products are extremely well made. They have a lifetime guarantee on all of their products as well. That really comes in handy. Now, granted, that's only for manufacturer flaws. It's not against normal wear and tear. That's going to happen no matter what you do. So the key there is just to take good care of your equipment. So their tents can range from anywhere $150 up to $1,000 for some of the more cold-minded tents. What you have are 3-season tents, which are made mostly for spring, summer, and fall camping, not super extreme temperatures. And then you have 4-season tents, which are made to handle basically any extreme. These are the type of tents people take on your Mount Everest treks, things of that nature. So that's why the price is so high on those. They're really nice, though. All of their tents also have really cool names like the Copper Spur or the Big Canyon or the King Ranch. A lot of stuff's named after local 14ers, which is a 14,000-foot mountain there in Colorado. So they have really cool products. However, the main selling point for me has always been their sleeping bags. Sleeping bags have come a long way since your old mom and pop's Coleman that you can remember with the plaid inside and the kind of soft nylon-y outside. There's two different types of insulation that they use. You've got your synthetic insulation, which is once again 100% recycled materials. It's really well made. It's a little heavier, but it's much more water resistant than the alternative, which is down filling. Down's a little bit warmer, but like I said, a little bit heavier, and if it gets wet, you're in big trouble. So I would always suggest synthetic sleeping bags when you're in the market. Okay. Now that being said, there's lots of good companies out there that make really good sleeping bags. But the key to your sleeping bag is having a nice sleeping pad that goes in between the ground and your sleeping bag. Okay? This helps add another layer of insulation between you and the cold ground. So normally, most sleeping bags, you would just set them on top of your pad here. And from personal previous experiences, there's nothing more annoying than waking up halfway off of your pad and sliding all around all throughout the night. This has always been an annoying feature for sleeping bags. So what Big Agnes did is they kind of reapproached their materials, and they decided that when you lay on a sleeping bag, you are compressing a lot of the insulation at the bottom, and you're actually losing about 60% of that insulation, which is also extra material that is being used. So they decided to remove all insulation from the bottom part of the sleeping bag, and they have built an integrated sleeve system that you slide your sleeping pad into. Now this also gives you about 20% more material to use in the top part of the bag, which makes it a lot easier to move around, a lot more comfortable. So if you're in the market for some good gear, sleeping bags and tents are all that Big Agnes makes. Now North Face, Patagonia, these are great companies, but they're very, very, very huge. They make everything from boots to hats to tents to utensils. Whereas Big Agnes focuses all their attention on their tents and their sleeping bags, once again, which follows up with a really quality product. And so I would suggest anytime you're going to be searching for gear, definitely check out Big Agnes, because they are, by far, the mother of comfort. Thank you. Thank you.